Okay, here we are on our notes for day 1, and you're going to need to have gotten a foldable from your teacher. And then I'm going to just put this here, and I'm going to let you copy some of these down, and I'm just going to briefly talk about it, and then you should pause the video and copy it. First of all, on the front, if triangles are congruent, they're the same size, same shape, and that means that all the angles and all the sides match up. So A goes with D, B matches with E, and so on as you go through here. The sides are also congruent, so side AB is congruent to DE, and so on. So write all these down. And then these are the congruent statements, which a congruence statement just states that the triangles are the same. But the order matters. So I could write it like this, and if I put ABC first here, I have to match up the same ones that go with it here. A goes with D, so D goes first. B goes with E, so E goes second, and so on. If I change the order that I write this first one in, because I could put it in whatever order I want, but if I put it in this order, then I still have to match up the parts that match. C goes with F, B goes with E, and so on. So that would be FED. And if I did CAB, C goes with F, and so on. I'd have to make sure that these match up with the same letters here that they go with. Now, if you open up the front page here, these are our 3 congruence postulates that we're going to be using in our notes today. Take a minute, pause the video, copy these down. What these actually are saying is that if I know that the 3 sides of the triangle are congruent, that's all I need in order to prove the triangle is congruent. I could also do it with side angle side or angle side angle. Now, if you open up the middle of your booklet like this top part goes with side, side, side. It's explanation of what side, side, side is. Side, side, side is where I know all 3 sides, and this is what the pictures are going to look like where it's showing the sides. Side angle side is where I know the sides, and it has to be the angle between them. It's not just any old angle. It has to be side angle side right next to each other like this. You're going to copy this down. And finally, angle side angle, side angle. It's where I know the angles and the side that's between them, so it has to be like this, where the angles are right next to the side. Those 3 are touching. So I'm going to leave this here for a second, pause the video, make sure you copy this down. Okay, you're going to need this the whole week. We're going to be adding to this each day, so keep this with you. Okay, so you should have paused it and made sure you had all this down. If you haven't, rewind, pause, make sure you have all the information here down. Because now we're going to use this on this notes page, and this notes page is really just practice problems. So we're first going to do the parts that are shown in the figure. And if there's one place the students mess up on this stuff, it's that they try to do everything they know instead of just what's shown in the picture. For instance, here, it's just showing the sides. This doesn't say anything about the angles, so all I know are these sides here. So I just match them up. AC goes with FD. Pause the video and copy the rest of these now. So you should have paused the video and written these down yourself, and now I've written them down. You should go back and do this. This is the exact same thing that we did over here with this part on the foldable, so it's the same thing. The congruence postulate is the one thing that's new. Now we're just saying, look at your foldable. Which one of these 3 choices, side, 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 side angle side, and remember you can look at your pictures as if it helps you, because those are the pictures that go with each one of them, is this kind here. Well, they've just told me the sides, so that has to be side, side, side. Do the same thing on the next one. Try it on your own. Pause the video, try it on your own, and then come back and copy it off the video. It's the same thing here. I filled these in, and on this time, it's side angle side here. Side angle side. Do notice when you do this, this is like a reflection here, and this is like a rotation. When you start writing this part out, it's like a rotation here, so make sure that you realize that. Okay, on these next problems here, you're just deciding which one of these postulates it is. But if you notice on the notes, it does say that not congruent is an option. So you just need to go through each one of these and see which it is. The first one, it's side, 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 and how do we know that that middle line is the same? Well, this middle line is the same because it's literally the same line, so it has to be equal. If we skipped kind of this part that's on the inside cover, but if you look here, number 1 literally tells me that. If it has an angle or a side that's common on both of those, that means it's the same. Number 2 here, this is not exactly the same as this. Here the angle is between the sides. Here the angle is not between the sides, so that's not congruent. This one, again, it shares the same side here. I sometimes put a little X to remind me that that's the same side, so that's angle, side angle. Now this one, how did I know these angles are the same on this one? Well, if I look at my little book again right here, the second thing reminds me about vertical angles that we knew before. These are vertical angles and they're congruent. We had that like in Unit 2. So this one here is angle, side angle. Number 7, same line in the middle on both triangles, so side angle, side. And finally this one, even though I have two sides in an angle, side angle side would mean I need this angle here. That's not the angle they gave me, so that's not congruent. Down here at the bottom, they didn't put the information on the picture, so we have to draw it on the picture ourselves. And I'm just going to show you this because this is really just another one of the same thing we did before. You put this information on the picture just like before, write the congruence from the triangle, and then say that this is side angle side. I want you to try the next two, pause the video, try the next two on your own, and then come back and check them. Okay, here they are. Again, midpoint, you know that a midpoint cuts things into two equal parts, so here and here. And an angle bisector cuts things into two equal parts, so this side is equal to that side. Just make sure that these are the same. Now here, this could be side, 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 or I also know that these are vertical angles, so that could also be side, angle, side. Either one would be correct there. On the back, at the top, it's showing you that sometimes our triangles overlap. And we can think about if we pull these two triangles apart, it would really be two triangles like this. You can think about it as two triangles being pulled apart, or I just like to look at it with two different colors. This is a place you might want highlighters or matte pencils to do this. So again, on this first one, you have to put the information on the triangles it tells us there. And then we have two triangles, the blue one and the purple one. This one that they give me here, AXC, that's the purple one. So I need to write how the blue one is congruent. A goes with A, X goes with Y, and B goes with C. And then this would be by angle, side angle. I've done this. Take a minute, try the next two on your own, pause the video, and then come back. Okay, I did the same thing on the next two for you. Take a minute, make sure these make sense to you. It's basically the same thing we just did on the first one. And finally, this bottom part, the directions are a little bit different, but it's almost exactly the same thing. But here, they left out some information. So if we look at the first one, it says first write the congruent statement. That's the same thing we've been doing. And then it tells us by angle, side angle. But if you look at the pictures, it didn't give us all the information for angle, side angle. It gave us one angle and one side here. And then what it's asking is, we could do angle, side angle if we just knew one more thing. In this case, the one more thing I need to know is that angle L is congruent to angle T. So that's what all these bottom ones are asking you to do. They're saying, I wanted to prove by angle, side angle, what's the one extra thing I would need to know in order to do this? So take a minute, try the bottom ones by yourself, and then come back and check them. Okay, so here's the rest of these. Go back, check these on your own. Make sure you understand how to do them. Come and ask questions if they don't make sense, because the homework is exactly like these notes.